you are a very introspective person, you know, the very way that your mind works can be often your pitfall in life. There are certain things that just don't need too much of a deep dive. Oftentimes we get trapped into analyzing things at a level of detail, at a level of introspection that they don't necessarily need. I know people who will find every reason to explain why their life is going a certain way, and these reasons are, you know, I don't want to say extreme. You know, I like to see different things from different levels, but they will go on about how the sun is aligning with the moon and the gravity is causing this sort of pull on their life and it's throwing their balance off. And I'm like, okay, it could be that, you know, or it could be the decisions that you made. Maybe the decisions that you're making right now, maybe it's just something in your life that you're doing right now is not going to be benefiting you. You can get caught up too much into deep philosophical thought about the reason for things, the cause of things, that I think that we oftentimes just can spend too much time on, and then we find ourselves like doom scrolling into things that are confirming or going along with the thought process that we have, that again is just, it's taking us away from action that we could be doing to change our lives the way that we want to change it. Be very careful about that. You know, I fall into that myself. I've gone too deep into thought about life, energy that's floating around and all this sort of stuff, and there could be some validity to that, but I'm just saying that when it comes to like having goals, when it comes to being able to make progress in life, I think sitting down and being too philosophical, sitting down and reading too much about, you know, these various things that we think are going to help us, and writing too much about it, and that's coming from someone who's a big reader and writer myself, but too much of that in regards to the goals that we have in life, or trying to spend too much time mentally preparing and trying to gain more knowledge, I think oftentimes can take away from the doing. We can read about a certain thing as much as we want. We can write about a certain thing as much as we want. We can break it down into the however many elements are in it. But until we actually act, until we actually do, until we actually put in work, action, those things are just not going to manifest. So be very careful about that. As an introverted person, as a person who's very introspective myself, I fall in this trap. So I just want to make sure that you guys don't do the same. Talk to you later.